Guess what? It's that time of the week. Shave video. You can waste 20 minutes of your life and you can't do anything about it. No, I'm just kidding. Of course you could. You could turn it off. But that'd be rude. Anyway, how's it going, everybody? Hope you're off to a great start to your week. It's Monday morning. Well, approaching afternoon for me. It's around 10 something, almost 11 maybe. It's my last day off of my weekend. So, of course, I record my shave videos on these days when not a whole lot's going on. But, yeah. So, today's shave, for those keeping track, we've got our 2 passes with Feather SS Shavette with a Feather Pro in there. And, of course, to be followed up with a very nice Game Changer 0.68. I think it's got a Voskhod blade with a few uses on that. Soap for today is a new one to me. We got it with our first anniversary TSC brush. Is CBL Oud Minerale. Supposedly a take on a Tom Ford fragrance, I think. I'm not up really on the fragrances. I'm just entering that realm. It's an expensive realm. But I think Tom Ford has a fragrance called Oud Minerale. Very nice smelling, subtle, but very deep and manly as well. I think that'll be a good shave today. I'll be following up with Speick. Hopefully, not because I'm going to need it because I'll have a rough shave, but just because I actually don't have very many light aftershaves that are kind of in the same vein as Oud Minerale. So, brush today. Since it's a small tub, I'll need one of my smaller brushes. Yaqi Sagrada Familia brush, 24 millimeter knot. Very nice, soft, a little bit of springiness, which is basically equates to backbone in a synthetic. Closest fragrance I have to match the Oud Minerale, it's not exactly the same, probably not anywhere close if you were to ask a fragrance snobby person, but I've got Yves Saint Laurent La Homme Ultime. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, on to the shave. Weekend hasn't been too bad. Things are going well. Oh, the Oud Minerale. You can see maybe it's starting to separate just a little bit. For any of you that have CBL soaps, that it should not be cause for an alarm or cause for alarm. It happens. It's just extra, Chris said, I think extra oils out of the soap that are just kind of leaking out. It's nothing that'll be detrimental to the shave. You can mix it back in if you choose. I don't want to make a mess out of my soap and I want to keep it around as long as possible. So I am choosing not to mix that back in. And I've got a fairly wet brush here. Chris's soaps, of course, are for the most part pretty soft. He's worked, he said, to stiffen them up a little bit. He's testing different ways of getting people like refills, I think it is, stiffening up the soaps a little so maybe they don't have to come in a tub if people just want the soap. But let me get a little bit more here. The tips, I didn't plan very well. The tips of the Yaqi are white and the soap's pretty white, so hard to tell how much I loaded, but we'll see. Definitely needs some water. That Wagyu base that Chris does is definitely coming across. It's a very unique scent to his soap. It just kind of underlies everything, or at least the Wagyu bases, or the soaps that use the Wagyu base. It's actually a very nice, rich, kind of animal-y scent. This is lathering up excellently. Definitely needs more water though. So yeah, good weekend for me. A little busy. Not in work so much. Work was pretty average, but yesterday just had a lot of stuff going on. Services. We went to both services because my wife had to help out with the coffee bar that she runs there. And had a couple meetings to go to there. And then yesterday was a wrap-up concert for the children's ministry, or excuse me, music program that goes on through most of the year. So the kids had a little performance, which is all cute, nice. All right, still kind of thick. See if we can get some of it off. We'll go with that. Look pretty good, what do you think? Except I got some of it up my nose, that always seems to happen. But it certainly smells good. So yeah, that happened, and then between services and the music program, which happened a little later in the day that we had to go back for, I made I did the yard work in that short intervening time, but I made the mistake of just wanting to get it done, and I didn't wear a mask of any kind. And as the summer months start to hit and spring, that's especially something I have to be mindful of because of all the dust and allergens that get kicked up when I'm doing yard work. And so in my rush to get it done, I didn't put any kind of filtration mask on or anything, not even a handkerchief. I want to try my Shimog eventually, get one to do yard work maybe, but so I kind of had no protection on the breathing, and I did the same thing last week. And both times, last week and this week, just like as soon as the yard work ends, the allergies kick in, and because I just was breathing in that stuff the whole time, doing whatever, an hour and a half, 2 hours of yard work with the blower and the mower, and getting that kick up when you empty the mowing clippings into the yard bin and all that stuff. Just kind of goes boom, up in your face as it empties out. Yeah. So I suffered from allergies for a little while, i.e. the rest of the evening. Had to take some extra medicine to help negate some of those effects. But such is life with allergies. If you don't have allergies, how lucky you are. How lucky. When it gets really bad, I mean, yesterday was pretty bad, but I had the runny nose and itchiness and all that stuff. But there are days when if it gets bad enough, like I am a useless human being, be laid out flat, box of tissues and a wastebasket. Light sensitivity, all that good stuff. All right. Really excellently scented soap. Like I said, it's just barely, at least for me, as someone who's kind of new into the fragrance stuff and still developing that finer sense of what a thing smells like. It's barely detectable, the Oud Minerale scent above his Wagyu base, but it's there. And I mean, for the most part, Chris, at least in my opinion, for me, scents his soaps really well and with very high quality. I think very high quality oils. So the possibility is that the scent lasts a long time on the skin if you don't put anything else to mask it, which I like about soaps sometimes. That was a good thing about grooming department soaps. Just after the shave, the longevity of that soap scent. I mean, it's not something that kind of like emanates out from the skin. It's just a surface of the skin kind of scent. Like if you were to put your hands up to your face or something, kind of like a weaker aftershave might be. It can last a long time, many hours after the shave. Like I said, assuming you didn't wash over it with too much other post-shave stuff. So that was my day yesterday. Meetings, services for church. And allergies. Bingo started today on the cadre, which is always an exciting time. At least it starts out that way. Chad started with some zingers there. A Sudoku call. Which I never really got into Sudoku, but there are ways to get around that, thankfully. It's just surprising I've never really gotten to the Sudoku, because I'm a puzzles and brain teasers kind of guy, or at least for the most part, but I just never caught my fancy to do that kind of a puzzle. It says all the calls are out there. So I got that one, but I have to scour the rest of the form for the other ones. Alright, that's past 2. Let's see what else. Great catching up with everybody from the weekend. My this last week has been, I've been off the forums more than I usually am. It's not necessarily hard work, but busy work. So it's nice to catch up with folks. See the couple videos that have popped up. My dogs are out there doing something. Scratching around, making noise. Hopefully nothing important. This week should be a pretty average week for me, work-wise. Days off kind of fly by when they're packed with things to do like this. Luckily, all that's really left today is I've got a laundry to do and a little bit of watering the grass and plants and stuff. I didn't get to finish yesterday because we don't have we're in an older section of town and we don't have sprinkler systems installed. Most of the houses don't. So we gotta do it the old-fashioned way, either by hand or get one of those little sprinkler systems or heads that you attach to the end of the hose. You water the lawn section by section. That's what I do, because I don't want to stand out there for over an hour watering stuff. And we've got a first home appointment for my middle son. We're kind of helping him figure stuff out from a psychologist kind of perspective. He's had some trouble in school and we're working to correct those things, just attention span and focus. So he's on some medications. And we have a therapist coming to the house today to kind of work with us and him. Maybe his brothers too, I'm not sure. My wife arranged it, but just to kind of help us learn best practices for if he gets in one of his certain moods, help us deal with it a little bit better, because it can be frustrating. For everybody, not just us, for him too. So we'll see what comes of that. Should be a number of sessions. I think it takes like 6 or 7 sessions where she comes out. Just kind of sees how he interacts and does stuff at home. He's been working with her otherwise in her office, going through questionnaires, and she's observing him in her office and stuff. But yeah, that's me going on through the week there. Kind of a full of life stuff this week. Not that there's not normally life, but I'm sure you understand. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do some post-shave stuff. I'll be right back. All right, back. Just did some washing and some lather soak, which Chris's soaps, CBL, is always great for that. There's a lot of really good stuff in his soaps. Even as simple as the ingredients list is, it's just got really good face feel, as you could see during the shave. A really nice cushion and protection from the soap. Great slickness for open blade shavers. I'm just finished off with some Thayers Medicated, Mr. Dave, Nurse Dave. But yeah, so that Oud Minerale was a part of a group buy we did for the Shaving Cadre first anniversary brush. And I believe, though, Chris has got that scent, CBLsoap.com. Is it CBL Soap or CBL Soaps? I think it's CBLsoap.com. I think he's got it as a part of his regular lineup for now, until he runs out at least. It's a pretty popular scent, as other cadre members have been reviewing it and using it. Got some Speick on there. Not a rough shave today. actually a pretty good shave. But I'm gonna finish off with this YSL. Pull it out here. Not a whole lot left of the tester there. I got this around Christmas time. I've been using, with a couple other things, been using them very sparingly. But very nice fragrance. Kind of a vanilla. I want to say it's along the same baseline as Rive Gauche, but kind of vanilla, fresh. Can't tell. Maybe some vetiver or something in there, but really nice scent. Lays on top of the Oud Minerale really well. Doesn't really like match it per se, like scent for scent, but it's a nice layer on top of it. So that's the shave for this week. Hope it was enjoyable. I reached my 20-minute mark. How about that? I've got standards to keep, you know. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to get my mouth shut and my shave shorter. But until then, hope you enjoyed it. Visit us at www.theshavingcadre.com. Whole bunch of fun videos up there for members. Content gets generated like daily. Video content, maybe not daily. Probably at least every other day there's a new video or something like that that comes out from somebody. Just an update on what's going on or reviewing a product or something like that. But check us out there, theshavingcadre.com. Tons of great guys and gals. There are a few gals, but join us there. Join in the banter. Join up for bingo. It's not too late to sign up. Not sure what the prize is this time. Chad got a cool towel for winning the last one. Yeah. So I hope you all have a great week. I hope to too. And keep up with me throughout the week through the journal. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Have a good one, guys.